Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we will be starting with yet another new chapter, okay? That is from the geography section, chapter 6, major crops and agricultural developments. Okay, so we will be discussing about the major types of crops which are found around the world as well as in India as well. Okay, so when we think about agricultural land, okay, so the earth has very few amount of land which is used for agriculture. Okay, because yes, no doubt the earth is very big, but it is surrounded mostly by water. Okay, and in the areas where there is land, okay, some have hills which cannot be occupied, where agriculture cannot be done. Okay, and most of the areas are the areas where people stay, okay, because of which, like towns and cities, because of which agriculture activities cannot be done. Okay, and so only around 10% of the total earth surface, okay, can be used for the purpose of agriculture in the world. Okay, so there are a huge number of physical, economic, social factor, okay, which helps in the selection of crops. What type of crop should be grown? Okay, so physical factor, okay, as well as economic, as well as social factor. These are the three important factors which help people to decide which type of crops need to be grown. Okay, and it is not only that in India you grow rice. It's not like that. Okay, you grow a variety of crops, okay, according to the demand in the market, okay, as well as to procure the raw materials. And the crops, if we look into the crops, okay, crops are categorized on the basis of cereals, okay, that includes rice, wheat, maize and millets. And next, number 2, pulses. Okay, these are like gram, moong, urda and arar. Okay, we also have oil seeds in number 3. Oil seeds consist of mustard, okay, linseed, rapeseed. Okay, next is fiber crops. In fiber crops you have raw materials such as cotton, jute, flax and hemp. In beverage crops you will find plants such as tea, coffee and cocoa. Okay, so these are the type of crops which are categorized according to their level or according to their standard. Okay, so today we will be learning mostly about crops, where they are found, how they are grown. Okay, so the first is rice. Okay, rice is like a staple food in India, where not only in India but all around the world. Okay, it is consumed by half the population around the world. Okay, and it is the main crop, okay, which is cultivated in regions which have very like average amount of hot and humid climate. Okay, and it is especially grown in areas like the tropical and the subtropical regions. Okay, so in order to grow rice, okay, you need high humidity. Okay, not too hot, not too cold, but you feel the heat. Okay, but you will feel the air being moist and heat. Okay, so it will also have a rainfall of about 150 centimeter to 200 centimeter of rainfall. Okay, then only the rice will grow nicely, and should also have a temperature which is above 25 degrees Celsius. Okay, so if if you're living in a region which is very cold, say like the average temperature is 15 and below, then you will not be able to grow crops. You will not be able to grow rice. Okay, so in order to grow rice you will need to have 25 degrees Celsius and above. Okay, and should also have an alluvial type of soil. Okay, so alluvial soil should be used in order to grow crops. And also, okay, where we grow rice, it should be flooded, means like you should give plenty of water, okay, so that the rice would grow nicely. Okay, and also should have adequate and cheap labor. Okay, so the people who work in this field, they should not take huge amount of money in order to do the work. Okay, they should also have cheap labor. Why cheap labor? Because the owner of the field should also benefit, as well as the people who are working in the field should also benefit. Okay, so a standard price should be kept for the people to work. Okay, and the top rice producing countries in the world are China. Okay, China, India, Bangladesh, Southeast Asian countries like Japan, okay, North Korea and South Korea. We have Sri Lanka as well, Brazil, Egypt and USA. So these are the top rice producing countries in the world. Okay, so if you just see, okay, Japan has the highest yield of rice. Okay, means Japan can harvest huge amount of rice, and the product that the rice in Japan gives is in large quantity. Okay, so that is all about rice production. Next we have the wheat, the crop wheat. Okay, wheat is one of the most important cereal crops. Okay, and it has been in the human civilization for about 6,000 years. Okay, people have been cultivating and have been harvesting and have been, consuming wheat, okay, since 6,000 years back. Okay, and it is found in mid latitudes and in dry subtropical region. Okay, it is not found in moist humid weather, but it is found in subtropical region, dry subtropical region. Okay, and for wheat, okay, you need rolling and undulating plain areas. Okay, for growing wheat you need plain areas. Okay, and should also have a moderate temperature of about 15 degrees Celsius. Okay, and the rainfall should be about 75 centimeter during the growing season. So for growing wheat we do not need much water like how rice production is needed. Okay, and it needs bright and sunny weather in order to harvest the crop. Okay, and so if we look, okay, wheat is produced in countries like Russia. Okay, in countries like Russia, USA, Canada, Australia, China, India, Argentina, Ukraine and South Africa. Okay, in India wheat is grown in regions like Punjab, Haryana and Uttar Pradesh. Okay, so in India these crops are growing mostly in these regions of Punjab, Haryana and Uttar Pradesh. Okay, mostly during the winter season. Okay, next we all know it's maize. Okay, maize is originated firstly in Latin America. Okay, so it is grown mostly in Latin America at first. Okay, by the Incas and the Aztecs. So these were like the native tribal people living in the Latin American region. Okay, so they were the first ones to grow maize. Okay, later on maize was exported to or transported to Europe by Christopher Columbus. Okay, maize was taken to Europe by Christopher Columbus, and from there it was known as the corn. Okay, in the Americas it was known as corn. So for growing maize, okay, the moderate temperature should be 20 degrees Celsius, okay, during the growing period. Okay, and should have a moderate rainfall of about 50 to 100 centimeter. Okay, and should also have a well-drained soil. Well-drained soil means should be able to drain the water very fast. Okay, and its main producing countries, okay, you can just see it in the map. Those red areas and the yellow areas are the regions where maize is grown. Okay, and mostly in countries like USA, Russia, China, Brazil, Argentina, Mexico, Canada, South Africa and India, you will find the production of maize, or you can say it as corn. Okay, and USA is the largest producer of maize in the world. okay, and also it is considered as the largest exporter of corn to other countries. And it is not only for use for consumption by human beings, okay, but it is also used for feeding the cattle, like pigs, okay, like pigs and cows, okay, all around the world. Okay, next we have millet. Okay, millet is a coarse grain. Okay, it is like jowar, bajra, ragi and shorungam. Okay, and they are called as millet. Okay, so you can see in the picture, this is the picture of the millet. Okay, if you just look, they have low nutritional values. Okay, but they are grown in high temperature. Okay, and the areas where they have low rainfall, they grow this. Okay, the place where they have low rainfall, they grow this, and they grow in less fertile soil. Okay, they can grow in less fertile and sandy soil. Okay, they don't need much care, they don't need to be watered like any other crops. Okay, it can grow like as it is. Okay, and it is found in major producing areas of millet is in China, okay, India, USA, Brazil, Nigeria, Niger and Egypt. Okay, so we can see that it is grown mostly in regions of Africa, because they have very dry climate, their soil is not so fertile. Okay, so you know, people in Africa, they cultivate more of millet than other crops. Okay, next is sugarcane. We all know what sugarcane is, right? So sugarcane is kind of a grass which grows with a thick stem, okay, and it grows to a very tall land as well. Okay, so sugar is stored in the stem. Okay, and why do we do sugarcane cultivation? Okay, sugarcane cultivation is done in order to acquire sugar, okay, or maybe extract the juice, okay, from the plant. Okay, and for growing sugarcane, okay, the following reasons are necessary. Okay, so it should have a very hot and humid climate. Okay, so the level of land should have well drained, okay, fertile soil. Okay, and it is grown mostly in countries like Brazil, okay, Cuba, India, Mexico, Pakistan, Australia, Indonesia, Philippines, Hawaii, Fiji, South Africa and southern USA. Okay, so sugarcane is cultivated mainly for the purpose of extracting the juice or for making sugar. Okay, so it is like a very important plant, okay, because it provides sugar to half the population around the world. Okay, so today we have learned about rice, wheat, maize, millet and sugarcane. Okay, so in our next class we'll be dealing with cotton, jute, tea, coffee. Okay, and that is all for today. We will continue in our next class. Take care and have a nice day.